Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm glad that you found me and chose to stick around, or if you're new here, welcome, and I hope that I can provide something of value to you guys as I try to figure out this investing journey of mine, and maybe I can help you out in the process. And if not, feel free to just tag along, watch the videos, and enjoy some pretty chill content. In my opinion, I like to take things pretty simply. I know there's a lot of different opinions and voices out there, and hopefully mine can just be one that brings a little bit of ease when it comes to decision making and following along if it's your first time. I should preface that I'm not a financial advisor by any means. I'm not a professional investor. This is just my opinion. This is how I do things, and I'm just happy to share and have you along with me as we both look at investing together on this channel. So when it comes to investing, I know there's a ton of different opinions and voices out there telling you what you should and what you shouldn't do, where you should put your money, where you shouldn't put your money. I'm not a seasoned investor by any means. This is something that I do to set myself up for financial success in the future, as well as my future family, to ensure them that we're taking the right steps now, so that way we are able to catch it before the train takes off, so to speak. I'm a big budgeter. That's how I like to operate. It helps me with just a sort of peace of mind that I know where my money's going and that every dollar is spoken for. May not be all good stories for every dollar, but at least I know where it's going and how to fix course if it does, get crazy, which it hasn't. I'm just, covering all my bases, as I like to think. I know it's a popular buzzword out there, but I'm building my investment portfolio from basically ground zero with you guys up to hopefully $100,000. And again, as I mentioned, I know it's a buzzword that you see all over, but does it actually have meaning to it? If so, why? Let me explain my interpretation of hitting the $100,000 milestone to you guys from my perspective. The way that I see it is that hitting $10,000 as a milestone is a significant, pat on the back to yourself. You've officially hit the 5-figure net worth when it comes to investing, saving, whatever it may be. Now, I should also try to preface that it might be wise to build up a savings account of some kind, like an emergency fund and a high yield savings, and just have some type of liquid cash before maybe getting involved in investing, because with investing, there is no guarantee. It's always, there's research that goes into these things, but at the end of the day, some of it's speculation, and we don't know what the market will do. We have historical information, but we don't have concrete ways of knowing, just exactly what it will do. I have my investing portfolio open, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of walk you guys through what mine looks like, and from there we can just kind of sort of chat what my mindset is currently and where I plan on contributing, as the time goes on and I take you guys along. Right off the bat, if we go down to stocks and ETFs, you'll see that I do have some holdings in crypto, just Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. To me, Dogecoin, I just kind of got lucky and bought really, really early on before, all of the hype of Doge itself. Was able to just kind of hold, and I plan on holding it because I personally am in no rush to sell it, and I don't know what its potential is, and it really, at this point, doesn't hurt me to continue to hold Dogecoin. And Bitcoin is one of the more stable coins that, again, I'll kind of hold on to. Same with Ethereum. I don't really plan on getting into different altcoins just because that's not my type of investing at this moment. That's not to say that my mindset won't change down the line. That's just currently where I stand with cryptocurrency. But that does make up the majority of what you see in this Robinhood account as of right now. When we do scroll down to stocks and ETFs, we'll go ahead and dive deeper into what I have there and what we're really starting with. My main holdings from the beginning, I'm going to mainly, track VOO, SCHD. This VXUS is mostly like a kind of offset. It's the international ETF. VOO, of course, tracks the S&P 500, and the SCHD is a dividend ETF, which is nice because the companies in the dividend fund are not so tech heavy like you'll see in most of these ETFs. Which brings me to my next point. If we go down here, this ETF list that I have built out is kind of where my mind is when it comes to tracking some of the largest ETFs currently in the market. VOO being one of the priorities, SCHD being one that's already in, the individual, brokerage of mine. QQQ is kind of like this buzz one that's going around online. It follows tech. Maybe I'm not so educated, to say the least, on it right now, because in my opinion, all of these, like if I click into SPY, if I click into here, technology is one of the leading holdings. If I click into IVV, tech is one of the leading holdings. VTI, tech. Again, tech is sort of this reoccurring theme that we see with these ETFs. And QQQ is exactly that. But I think the point of QQQ was different than what the standard ETF is that I've been showing you guys previously. I'll continue to do a little bit of research of my own on it, but if anybody has any more insight as to the difference of, why people are throwing around investing QQQ versus, just strictly sticking with like something like VOO or SPY, that would be really helpful. But as of right now, my strategy will just be VOO, SCHD, and occasionally with some VXUS, just to kind of, like I said, get exposure to the international market versus having all of my eggs in these US based companies. Looking at my stocks and ETF, today I went ahead and I bought $30 worth of VOO and I bought $10 worth of SCHD. I purchased those after market today because I'm on Pacific time. The market's closed, obviously Eastern. And prior to that, I had bought $101 worth of the VXUS because originally what I was thinking was I do have a brokerage account with Fidelity where I do have a few holdings there of both ETF as well as a couple of stocks that I got lucky when I bought at a low price point and plan on holding. So I'm using Robinhood now to just sort of really kind of build from zero up to the $100,000. How many years that will take, we'll find out together. As of right now, these are my individual holdings on Robinhood, and we'll continue to explore as time goes on together, and we'll continue to track the performance, and I'll do a check-in maybe every couple of days just to kind of show you guys. As time goes on, obviously it's going to take a lot of work to grow it to $100,000, and it's going to take a lot more than just $10 a day. But that's the fun of all of this, is I get to show you guys that process and what I've done to get it to $100,000 in who knows how many years from now. Again, thank you for tuning in, thank you for listening, and I hope that I was able to provide you guys with some type of insight that maybe helped you along your journey. And no matter if we're seeing this red on, one day or green on another, we're going to remain consistent and keep at the current strategy we have at hand. And as always, feel free to shoot me with any questions and I'll try my best to respond with the knowledge that I have at hand. And if there's anybody that knows better, please, let's create a community out of this and help inform maybe somebody new to this and or inform myself, because as I said, I'm always open to learning more when it comes to investing and how to make proper steps. So I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. Until then, take it easy.